made me look outside my window to see if it was raining.
Same, bro.
My dog is outside, so I was like, wait, is it? I was like, no, you're nowhere near me. You can't possibly know.
No, it's actually what you think that I'm actually outside your window right now.
7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on twitch.tv/chaoticandwriter.
Oh boy, don't you know it?
Oh, I thought it was
Forgot the
Sunset
underscore.
Suplex.
I feel hurt now. All right, well, let me take some copium and then I'll switch it over to the teaser and then I'll come back. Hopefully I'll feel better by then. Woe! Woe is me. I am broken. I am scorned by the words of my own players. What am I to do? Oh dear, oh dear. You have seen a glimpse of tragedy. And it makes me sad. But first, let's go over to full screen mode. Hello, everybody. This is Matt, your Chaotic Narrator. It's good to see you. Hey, hey. It is great to see you. I did just say that, but listen. It's been a very busy day. I'm watching you. It's been a very busy day, and it has been a very busy week. Lots of ups and downs, lots of distractions, but lots of progress. Couple updates that I want to let you know about. First and foremost is we are on the brink of the end of June, which means July is going to kick off strong just after this holiday weekend. And this upcoming Patreon one-shot is going to be Everyone is John, which is a single-page tabletop game where everybody is John. Everybody's playing a voice in John's head, and they're pulling John in many different directions in order to complete goals. It's a very fun game. Please stay tuned for it because I am very excited to run it. It will be about as rambunctious as Honey Heist was previously, if you managed to catch that. Also, hoping to have an actual clip of Honey Heist up on the YouTube sometime soon. However, I have some bad news. Bad news. Remember that whole 24-hour stream thing? I ran out of time before the scheduled period, and actually I ran into a whole bunch of obstacles trying to plan it and put it together. So here's what I'm going to do for all of you. First, I'm going to make sure that everybody has a nice glimpse of my big fancy shirt, like a fancy schnazzy shirt, as I wear this as a distraction to deflect from my failures. Second, I wish to let you know that I still very much plan on doing an event that is over the course of an elongated period. It will probably be 12 hours instead of 24 because of how things have been going in the life of Chaotic and Writer as of recent. However, 12 hours is still an event. It's still an event worth celebrating. So I am going to be dropping a video for that, letting you know what the details are. Also, my birthday is coming up, so these things may sync up together. It may be an even bigger bash than it was before. Potentially. Maybe. Not at all. But yes. But yes. Absolutely. So, man, we already got almost hype train quality chat content happening right now. Everybody's popping in. Everybody's saying hello. I want everybody in chat to say hello to our players as I introduce them tonight. And we talk shop for just a couple minutes as we embark, but just before we embark on our adventure. Making sure everybody is here. Hello, everybody.
Shalom.
Hello. Hello.
Where
So,
exactly is the studio that you raided to get the Saved by the Bell shirt?
that is top secret, and I will not share that with you. If you,
Yes.
I don't know, if you deliver me pizza, I might share that with you.
Ooh.
What's your address?
No. I'm not giving that away. You have to guess. You have a vast majority of households throughout the entire country to guess. Choose wisely. Anyways, hey, we have 5 players tonight. We have Black Men Inc. playing as Scoop.
Yow.
We have Ambrose playing as Zug.
Reckless attack.
We have Dr. Squiggums playing as Windveer.
Hello there.
We have General Kenobi. We have Magpie 18 playing as Volvari.
Hi.
And we have Masters 8 tonight playing as Bala.
I want my daddy.
I think out of all of us,
Crazy.
Bala is probably the most traumatized in trying to get
yeah,
their head around
100%.
everything. Yes.
He once was most sane, now it's just broken.
It is most
Having flashbacks.
Oh, good lord.
flashbacks of falling into a pit with the corpse of a mind witness, just tentacles flailing about. Yep, traumatizing.
Saved by the
100%.
the keeper.
Yes. As I have mentioned, this session is called A Glimpse of Tragedy.
Oh god.
Whose tragedy are we speaking about? It's like there might not be any tragedy. This session might be a complete comedy for all we know. However, that is the name of the session for this evening, and these are our 5 players. As you all have noticed, I have adjusted time frame. This stream now starts at 6 and ends at that is say 6 Central and then ends at 9 Central. So without further ado, everybody's here. Everybody's ready to go. Chat is ready to get entertained. I have water. Y'all have your characters ready. Y'all are in Foundry. I think it's time to play some Dungeons and Dragons.
Fuck yeah.
Let's do it.
Can I do some dragons and dungeons?
Oh god.
No
That sounds
substitutions.
like
Dark
cyberpunk.
web.
How does that work? I wonder. You are in the belly of a dragon, and all of a sudden a dungeon golem pops out. They have a breath weapon of goblins. My goodness, that would be pretty hilarious to run.
You start the first
You
Dragons and
fight
Dungeons.
2d6 goblins now.
Oh, it's worse. You're playing as a bunch of monsters. You're playing humans and bankers.
Oh good lord.
I want to roll for my mortgage.
Oh god, no.
Guys are saying this, but Matt is currently writing this down right now.
How do I roll for tax evasion?
Now, presently, this is one slight device setting adjustment I need to make here because I realize that the headphones, that is to say, the game audio and the chat audio are being consolidated, which is not ideal. So let me spend one moment doing that. But while I do that, I can certainly monologue. You, the Righteous Sacrifice, the group of assembled heroes. Now, what is a hero in the world of Tahiri? Heroes, in this case, are mainly those that have been called by destiny in one way or another. Whether you consider yourself a hero or not, you are definitely somebody who has a prominent say over the fate of many things around you. And destiny has pulled you forward into the threshold of a magical barrier surrounding the Arcanist Inquisition headquarters. As you have ventured into the interior, seeing all of the, basically seeing all of the decay and ruin, you have found yourself in a position where you have been assailed from all sides by many different monsters and many different foes. Your most recent encounter has been with a band of Githyanki. Specifically, Githyanki, as only once on your journey overall have you met a Githyanki. Previous to that, you might have had some past encounter with a Githyanki or few. However, being in a room filled with these individuals, seeing how they function together as a shock troop, has given you a sense of the power of some of the foes you may find here in the Arcanist Inquisition headquarters. Those Githyanki had managed to capture a particular mage, Ushan the Wildflower. However, with your help, you were able to free Ushan, and Ushan was able to return the favor and allow all of you to escape a situation that you may have very well not been able to vanquish at this particular moment in time. This journey has brought you into the Undercroft, a location within the Arcanist Inquisition headquarters that is within the bellows of its structure. It is something of a forgotten set of chambers. And you have found survivors down here, although not many. It is to some disappointment, some discouragement, that a good chunk of those survivors had just perished moments before you had entered into that courtroom. However, here you are, now trying to patch yourself together after the height of battle had essentially brought you to a brink of sorts. At this point, you have spent a number of hours within this space. You have tended to wounds, you have gained some rest, and for all intents and purposes, everybody here has sustained a long rest.
Thank God.
Thank goodness, because I looked at a lot of y'all, every single one of you, except for Bala, because Bala is just jumping in here, but including...
I only had 8.
Oh, okay. Well, yes,
Yeah,
so
I almost
everybody
died
was
in the first part of the
basically near death when we
Yeah,
were...
we were all at death's fucking door.
Yeah.
Everyone but the Wonder Child.
Everyone...
God, the Wonder Child.
Everyone
he's
but
human
the
anymore.
Wonder Child. Yep.
He's not human.
So, as everybody enjoys this long rest, that is to say, it's difficult to enjoy a long rest in a place like this. The only facilities that truly exist here are in the form of makeshift hammocks that have been propelled, basically held up by cobbled together structures that seems to have been put together from broken furniture. For the most part, they have been able to function as hammocks. However, I guess for a general sense of entertainment, because they are cobbled together makeshift hammocks, I would like everybody to roll basically a D20 check.
Check, like, just a straight D20.
Just a straight D20 check.
Now? Really?
Yeah.
Now?
Zug, Bala, Winveer, Scoop. And I don't actually see a roll. Belvari.
Does that mean I can roll again?
Yeah, roll again.
Yeah.
Make sure you don't have it set to private roll.
No, it's on public.
Okay. Try again, maybe Oh, okay, so it's showing up, but it's not logging for some reason. That's interesting. I just saw a 17. Okay. Well, nobody got
Fuck
a
yeah.
1, so that's all I was checking for. That is your hammock risk roll. I think everybody was on a hammock with the exception of Scoop, who had basically passed out in the basically in the corner of that one particular pillar to the southeast. Is the last that we checked in with Scoop at that point. So let us return to the map at hand. Alongside each of you, Ushan, who was with you when all of this took place within the Broken Nexus, the individual that you had freed, has also gotten substantial rest. And in this undercroft of sorts, while it is well lit across each and every one of the walls, it does come to some puzzlement and some curiosity that there are mirrors that seem to be placed all throughout the edge of this room. You can essentially understand, and you understand from your encounter with Ushan at that moment, that your traversal from the Broken Nexus into this undercroft was one that was through a portal. I'm sorry. Let me rephrase that. What was through a mirror portal? They're in the thesaurus somewhere. Anyways, and so peeking around the room, it may make you a little bit curious as to the purpose of each of these mirrors. That is to say, it may make sense to you why, what these mirrors might be used for, or maybe used for something else. However, from where every one of you are positioned, you are within sight of some sort of mirror. And as each of you basically complete your long rest, you will notice as different individuals approach each of you just to check in and then ensure you that it has become daytime and it may be time to rise. In which case, what do you all say and what do you all do in this precise moment?
Fuck.
Alright, wouldn't we see the ones? Yes. Just give me a quick second here. As he casts his, sniff like, oh, ghastly, and casts Prezi on himself. Now he's all nice and clean. Right.
How did I get here?
I was like, holy shit, you're alive.
I do have to ask you there, Winvier, because you've utilized prestidigitation quite a bit in order to make yourself to basically make yourself not smell so bad.
Yeah.
Be sure he doesn't look unkempt.
Adjusting your odor. Also, you instantaneously clean or soil an object no larger than 1 cubic foot. I don't know if this is the exact same as, bathing, like most people. So
Well,
I guess
yeah,
it's up to
that's-
you whether you, just have like still dirt all over your arms and like blood or whatever. I don't know.
It's something for the time being. I don't have my proper bath, so I'm kind of stuck using this for the time being.
Understood.
There's actually two things Val wanted to get done when they wake up. Maybe just either in their hammock or just walk to one side, like stand around like here or something, like around the corner maybe. They wanted to check out that ruby that they got a few sessions back.
Okay.
That was magical.
Gotcha.
And see if they could try combining it with their rifle.
I see. That was specifically the ruby that was handed to you by Kelros.
Yes.
The very annoying, maybe I guess in the thoughts and words of Val, not to presume upon them, but the annoying individual that kept putting up a front when you kept asking them about who they were.
Yeah, god damn it.
Yeah, in which case, being that you are someone of a very particular profession, it is not out of the question for you to try to recount upon your knowledge to see if you can maybe get some information on something that you have on you. However, this particular item that you have, it may or may not be something that someone with a more keen sense of a particular area of knowledge would be able to tell you. However, if you want to give a go yourself before considering that, feel free to choose a knowledge check of sorts and roll it.
God damn, my knowledge is fucking atrocious, but let's give it a go. You never know, I might get lucky. I got anything useful. It wouldn't be like a sleight of hand, would it? Of me trying to tinker this thing into my gun.
Oh, so I guess it's there's two different things going on here. One of those things is sort of figuring out what this thing is, but the other thing is trying to get it to sync with your weapon in one way, shape, or form. Are you doing both, or are you just doing one?
I wanted to do both, but if I found somebody who was better at like describing, like figuring out what this was, could I then do the hand thing of actually combining it as like a charge for my thing?
Well, that is something you'd have to find out. As not confident as you may be in knowledge checks, based upon what I'm reading in your voice, you may as well give it a shot.
Yeah, let's give a bloody arcana check. Let's give it a go. Yeah, no, I know jack shit.
This thing, I mean, it's a well cut ruby of sorts. It definitely has some heft in your hand, and it definitely seems like similar to a gem, something that you would find that has value. However, while you can't seem to sense anything particularly magical about it, there had to have been some sort of a purpose. Otherwise, why would somebody bother giving it to you?
Yeah. The other thing I wanted to do quickly was use my sending stone.
What are you hoping to use the sending stone for?
So I want to quickly talk to my dad on the other side of the line. Send him a message quickly.
Okay, so with the power of sending, with the power but limitation of sending, What is it that you hope to say?
So I say, hey, Pa, still alive. Things are fucked. Need a favor. Can you acquire a Knaith mandolin for me? Or something similar? Debts to repay.
One moment here. I'm gonna do a couple rolls here for a thing. So, as you use the sending stone, you hear something on the other end. However, it is not the voice of your pa.
Oh, shit.
You hear something to the effect of, and I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
What the shit? I'm buggered, aren't I? Yeah, I'm excited. I'm
Oh
fucked.
dear.
That's a nat one.
Oh.
It was nice knowing you all.
Upon doing so, okay, so I have to do, jeez. Okay, I have to do this then.
Oh, good lord. I just wanted to use the
Oh
phone.
dear.
That's a lot of dice.
I just wanted to talk to my dad. What the fuck? I thought that was safe.
So, when you've used the sending stone before, and when you use the sending stone, typically, you hear something. You always get this feeling when your dad, when your pa speaks with you. Before your pa even speaks, you realize just before you get a message from him, you get this feeling of familial warmth. The thing is that with your use of the sending stone and the amount of times that you've communicated with your pa, there is a sort of a strong connection there. Strong enough that you can sense them just before they speak. In this particular case, just before the whispers and the words that you heard, that is to say, whatever gibberish it was that you heard, you did not feel that warmth. You felt frozen, freezing cold. And as you are hearing more and more of this, it seems to be taking longer than a message typically would take. And you feel drowsy. Not drowsy as in sleepy, but in a sense that you feel dizzy. You feel as if something is trying to pull you down to the ground. You sense that something, almost like it's behind your eyes, the tendrils of something is reaching into your mind as you are using the sending stone. And I'm going to need to send you to a different map here for a moment.
Ouch. Surely
Oh,
is a
shit.
tragedy.
Oh no!
This is fine.
Yeah, this is great. This is fine. Just wanted to get my new friend a gift. That's fine. This is fine.
Just want to make sure everybody can see the following map. Oh, Scoop's still here. Scoop's not supposed to be here. There we go.
Wait, yeah, I am. Don't cut me out. I'm still here.
Nope, you're not. You're not in this map.
Take me back.
All right, so.
Oh, great.
Yes, let me properly see if I can. There we go.
That one, baby.
In that particular moment that you feel your body sort of drop to the floor, there's a bit of a thunk as you feel your body collapse. However, you don't just feel that, you feel like you're falling through the floor. And for a moment of time, you are, through your eyes, actually falling through the floor, seeing your body like you're viewing up from below the floor and falling further. You see your body begin to sort of grow farther and farther from you and disappear. You have this very... As you are falling, you see a shimmering sea begin to form around you. And the whispers seem to grow even louder. This is not right. You have never, ever used your sending stone before, and you have never found yourself in this strange state of consciousness before. But then again, you've never been in the Arcanist Inquisition headquarters before either, under these circumstances. And as you find yourself falling, you very quickly find yourself stopping in midair. The pull of gravity, what you perceive as the pull of gravity, is completely ceased. And you are simply floating there. What are your thoughts at this precise moment?
Fuck. Ah, shit. Val's freaking the fuck out. Doesn't normally get involved with magic or with things on this scale. This mission is kind of a first for her in the sense of how grand it was. And at this point, she's thinking, maybe this was above my pay grade. And she's trying to figure out which way's up and which way's down still.
Things around you are spinning to such a degree that you actually cannot tell up from down. However, you can tell that there are forms of some sort that are beginning to emerge. It's as if there's a distortion in the light around you that is beginning to become a form of some particular sort. And as you find yourself staring at this form, you notice a humanoid shape with a form of luxurious robe. And while it is mostly human-shaped, its complexion begins to match some of the more pinkish and purple hues in this nebulous place that you are located. And you are noticing the writhing of tendrils across its face.
Hey.
I would like for
She's
you
gonna-
to do another Arcana check.
Yeah, that's gonna go great. I'm just talking to Cthulhu here, it's fine. Oh, that's actually fucking decent.
All right. So, thing is that in your particular profession, being somebody who is, you know, part of a criminal organization, a spy of sorts, an assassin of sorts, you do at least have a profile of some of the more prominent foes that one could encounter on missions such that you may be able to maybe assign to or may partake in. There are some that are much more on the rare side, and it is very clear that you are staring upon one of these creatures right now. This is a mind flayer. And as they stand there and peer at you directly into your mind, I need you to roll another wisdom saving throw.
It's gonna be great. I'm seeing if I have any features that can help me right now. Where's that? I don't know. It doesn't in that sense. No, this is, I'm grasping at straws. I'm fucked. Okay. Wisdom saving throw. It's just. Yeah, that's a hot 5. It was nice knowing everybody.
All right. You hear a voice emerge from this being as that voice does not come out of any particular orifice. It is something that you hear in your mind. And that voice comes in the form of a humanoid voice, something somewhat alluring, but distrustful. What brings you here?
Literally didn't even want to be here. Didn't mean to disturb you in your floating space place. Was just trying to make a call.
Why are you in the sanctum?
Oh, that. Money.
There is more. There is much, much more. And with your previous saving throw, they are going to basically, you are going to see an arc of energy pulse from their forehead and directly into yours. And at this point, I need to ask you a few questions as the DM.
Yep.
What are a couple of things? What are a couple of things that you might find yourself? No. That's not a good enough question. What is your greatest fear?
Oh, fuck me. Yeah, just a nice, easy question.
And this is me as the DM asking. That is to say, asking for your character. So no lies.
Becoming the thing that the gods intended her to be, regardless of her choice in the matter.
Interesting. Another question. What is your mission? Think. Actually,
Do
no,
I
that's
type
not a good
this
question.
to you, or do I?
You would have to type this to me. What is your mission here in the Arcanist Inquisition, and what do you plan to do? Type this to me, because obviously there's some things that are not supposed to be revealed as of yet.
Yeah, exactly.
Third question, while you are putting that together, and you don't have to answer this one because you already know what the answer is. Where are you right now?
In a place with some survivors. Because she technically doesn't even know where she is, so ha.
As you were reviewing that question in your mind, you see flashes of what you have seen so far of wherever it is you are located.
Oh, fuck.
And you can feel, for each of these three questions, you can feel some of these thoughts being surfaced. And it is very, very clear to you that these thoughts are indeed being shared.
Yeah, as this is happening, she's just thinking as loud as she can, even, and basically out like going, stop it right now, stop it, and it's just that over and over and over again.
Roll one more wisdom saving throw for me if you could.
That's
all
a
right.
21, baby.
So in the midst of your
Nice.
stop it, two things happen. First, you get, as your resolve suddenly increases, as you are trying through the entirety of your consciousness to push this individual out of your mind. Two things happen. First, you end up sending this arc back to them. And they seem to yell out and end up crouching to the ground for a moment. Secondly, just before all of this happens, you have gained, because of your role, you have gained just a bare glimpse of what is in its mind. You see three different things. First, you see the image of course, mind flayers and walking brains exploring each and all of the halls of the Arcanist Inquisition headquarters. They seem to all be looking for a way out. They seem to all be looking for a way into the city. They seem to all be driven by a directive of sorts, as if something has ordered them to do so. The second thing you see are the silhouettes of other beings that seem to be trying to track them down in one way, shape, or form. And you see one or two of these mind flayers watching their back very closely. For it seems that there may be others here that are trying to pause or stop their directive in one way, shape, or form. Thirdly, you see this. In particular, it happens in a very brief and quick flash.
What did I see?
But ultimately, this is what you see.
Oh, shit.
You see an absolutely massive brain. And it happens in a glimpse, in a fraction of a second. But in that fraction of a second, you get this feeling in the pit of your stomach. And just the very knowledge of all of these things assailing you. Valvari, Carnago. It is time to roll a madness.
Oh, God.
All right. So, what I need you to do
Okay.
is roll a D100.
Good luck.
Uh-huh. That's an 81.
It's an 81.
I'm sweating buckets right now.
Oh my god. This is great. So
Oh, no.
At once, as you are seeing this just repeated flash, almost as if you're being just assailed by hundreds and hundreds of images of mind flayers and walking brains and this massive and images or silhouettes of this massive brain. You hear somebody yell at you. You hear somebody screaming for you to wake up.
Mm-hmm.
One moment here while I adjust the sound again. My goodness. Please come back conscious. Are you okay? Are you okay?
I'm guessing Val is just prone on the ground, just...
You are prone on the ground and you are blinking as you are staring up at the ceiling. And Valvari,
Mm-hmm.
as you may turn your head and look at this individual, you don't recognize them.
Come again?
You don't recognize this individual. You've never met this individual in your entire life.
Very kind of gasps up into sympathy and just kind of backs away into the wall, kind of hyperventilating a bit, going, what? Who? What?
Everybody else make a perception check to see if you are hearing this commotion.
My fears do hear it so.
All right. Anybody? Oh wow! So we got Zug, Winfear, everybody, all four of you hear this commotion. As you hear the Warfort Centuria 5 speaking loudly and seeming like they're trying to get somebody awake, and you hear what you believe to be the voice of Val. So what do you all say and what do you all do?
Well, I'm gonna be just more of just hear that, start running up running towards the sound that I hear.
I woke up as well.
And just be like, oh, what's wrong? Are we under attack?
Do I recognize anyone? Oh god!
You see a large orc rush over to you you've never seen before in your entire life.
Fuck!
Oh god.
Shit!
This big swole orc runs over to you. What is your impression of that happening?
I'm just like, holy shit! That I start backing away even more.
What happening? What happening?
Do I know who I am? Do I know any? Oh god.
Well, what's interesting is you know who you are.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, you know what you are and you know what your profession is. But the thing is that you have not a single memory in your mind that explains any of it or any idea of who anybody in this room is.
Fuck me in the ass. That's the. Oh my god.
And you are surrounded by people who are completely and utterly new to you.
Oh shit.
You see a furbolg. You know that. I mean, you can identify practical things about people, but you don't know any of them. You see a furbolg walk over, and they begin looking about, and they look down, and they notice an item of some sort, and they pick up this item, and they look at it, and their eyes go wide. And they suddenly rush over to you and put their hands on either one of your shoulders. And they say, "Did you use this thing?" Like he is completely horrified.
What are you talking about?
This is a sending stone. Did you use this?
I don't know. I don't know.
I think the answer is yes, sir.
I just woke up. Oh shit.
Who is where's are you talking to your hammock, Winveer?
Oh, I was trying to move, but it was paused, so I had to refresh.
Oh, gotcha.
But it was
Are you able to move now?
It's still loading in but it's
Okay.
Yeah, now I can move. It's
Are you able to move, Scoop?
Oh yeah, he would have been able to move.
Okay,
He probably would. He would have been. He wouldn't have rushed over. He would have been watching from a distance.
Gotcha. So,
well,
this furbolg is looking at you and saying, "This here, in this place, how do I explain this?"
I think it's rather simple. I did some research beforehand.
Can I stop you there? I just want to mention, so none of the things that I've shown to Valvari is something that you have seen, and I don't want you to jump to assume a piece of knowledge.
All right, wreck on that. After that.
You can certainly roll a knowledge check if you want to see if that's something that you might be able to put together.
But I had that beforehand. All right. Well, no, it's instead I'll just look at him and goes, "Oh, what is it so dangerous to using a sending stone in here?"
Listen, I've I've attempted the same multiple times, and when this whole thing started, when the barrier came up and all of the walking brains appeared and the mind flayers appeared, at first it was safe to try to communicate with other survivors, but then over time, each time I tried using a sending stone, I kept feeling these eyes on me. And it occurred to me after doing some recollecting on some of the studies that I've done, is that by the time those within the psychic network of mind flayers and intellect devourers and other such creatures has been established in a place, they can interfere with all sorts of different messaging, especially if it's psychic.
Oh.
Ushan is immediately going to look over to you, Valvar, and is going to basically going to say, what? Do you remember anything before just now?
Stop. I need everyone to stop a minute. I need everyone to stop. And she's just going to kind of curl her voice. She's literally hyperventilating. And something I just realized I can do to myself as I was like, come on, there's got to be something that can fucking save me. And it may save my ass.
Mm-hmm.
Is she's going to reach into that kernel part of herself that for some reason in her gut she knows she hates, but she knows it can help her. And she's going to cast Lesser Restoration on herself.
Okay. So... That is interesting. So, a Lesser Restoration spell. So go ahead and cast that upon yourself, if you may.
Yep.
Upon doing so, you blink, and you take a deep breath, and you look over at Zug.
Like, fucking worked!
As if all of your memories just came back to you at once.
Fuck me, that was the worst trip of my goddamn life.
Hello.
Now that all of your
Hey, Zug. Hey, buddy.
memorial factories are back,
I'm just gonna hug Zug. But I'm that fucking shaken.
Oh, that. Okay.
Hey, bud, good to see you. Hey.
This is weird. So I'm gonna go to the.
Just go with it. I need this. Go with it.
I'm gonna take a piss.
Oh, don't do that. And I'm gonna back away immediately.
All of a sudden, as you cast Lesser Restoration, you get an entire flow of memories back, and they come little by little. The people directly around you, your familiarity with them begins to come back, but then some of the visions that you've had, some of the things that you experienced in that psychic state begins to surface as well. And Ushan, in particular, is looking at you, and it's very clear that they've identified that you have basically cast lesser restoration on you. And he takes a deep breath, and he's like, "Oh, thank God! Oh, thank goodness! Oh, thank goodness! Oh, she's not completely gone. Okay."
Looking madder now than before they were actually driven mad. Val's gonna run up to Winvir and put 2 hands on their shoulders and go, "Mind flayers! Fucking mind flayers! Are you fucking kidding me right now?"
All right. Yeah, I'm not. A lot to go through as I look over back at our associate, back at the associate, the one that is just like, "Oh, thank you." All right. So we learned that was a bad idea.
Yeah, bad call. Bad call. Really bad call.
In the meantime, both of you look over and you notice that Bala is standing there. Which is interesting because you don't remember Bala in particular having been with you as you went through the mirror. However, Bala, the last you remember is you fell asleep and you woke up to and all you remember is that you woke up to the commotion of Valvari and a Warforged of sorts, and you don't know quite who these other people are.
So chaos. I'm learning that is what follows you people. You tall man, I remember you. You were bound. Now you're free. What are we doing here?
On the safe haven.
I have no idea, too.
And is that a demon on the desk?
Devil. Highly different.
Least of your worries, don't worry. There's a giant brain floating thing in the sky. Don't worry about it.
As each of you look over, you do see what appears to be some sort of small devil, and they seem to be scribing a whole bunch of stuff with a feather pen. And they look over to you as you look over to them, and you see these little reading spectacles on them, and they just give you a look, and then they go back to whatever they're scribing.
I say keep up the good work in Infernal. But back to the task at hand. Okay, so got in contact with the Mind Flayers, if I'm to presume correctly.
Yeah, just space, celestial, everything. Massive, weird tentacle, weird mind flayer guy. Visions of read my thoughts. That was fucking weird and invasive.
And you just see a drop in Windra's face. Like, what did they see?
No, more personal my shit than you. Don't worry about it. Like, my greatest fears. You're kind of good on your front. I got a glimpse at theirs, which was great. There are mind flayers and brain things all over this place. But there's also things here trying to stop them, from the look of it. Things that... I don't know if it was the things we fought, or if there's a third party even here. Besides us and the things we fought in the other room that tried to fucking... Either way, the mind flayers were aware of something else and watching their backs for something else here. Oh, and I'm not going to mention the fucking massive brain thing that I caught a glimpse of that's just somewhere. Like... Fuck.
To be honest, at this... Alright. It's actually very helpful, and thank you for the information we have there.
Welcome. Mm-hmm.
The question is... It looks everywhere and then it kind of looks at himself. It's like... The question is do you think we're able to take them, or should we be able to? No, that's an idiotic idea.
Be very fucking surprised if we can beat them. They're here. They're trying to find a way. The mind players and the brain things, they're only walking brain things all over the fucking halls. They're trying to get a way out into the city. They have orders from someone to do that.
Okay.
They're not just here for chaos or just to fucking flay people's brains, whatever fuck mind players do. They have a purpose, a directive, a mission. I know if it's from something else. I know if it's from that massive brain thing. I don't know.
Oh, well.
But it's coordinated and it's planned and it's organized.
As soon as you say that, Ushan is going to sort of like slap himself on his forehead with like an audible smack, right? And he is going to be, oh, I knew it! Hey, Arrowhawk, what did I tell you, huh? I was right, and you were wrong, and I was right. And Arrowhawk is going to sort of take a deep breath and say, oh, all right, I was wrong. Whatever.
Right about
Whatever
what?
makes you feel better.
Mind if I ask, right about what?
Ushan is going to look at you just eyes to eyes, just very intensely, and almost with an exaggerated expression on his face. He's going to say, Mind flayers will sometimes all be at the directive of an elder brain. An elder brain that is massive, extremely intelligent, extremely psionic, beyond your wildest imagination. And if that's true, then this isn't just some random incursion by mind flayers that wants to find brains. That means that this is a much larger and much more complicated problem.
All right. Okay. Well, excursion just getting more and more complicated the way as it goes on.
Listen, okay,
The guy, I wish it was beyond my imagination, but it is literally seared into my goddamn brain, and when I blink, it's there. It is big, and it's elder, and it's gross, and it's fucking in the sky, and it's weird.
What? No, tell me some details. What is it like? What does it look like? And then he like brings up a notepad, and he wants to like write some stuff down. Like he's all of a sudden in like research study mode.
Can I roll like a d20 and say like, hey, see if it's like a child drawing, if it's actually decent?
This is gonna be great for my thesis when all of this is over.
Oh my god. That's an 8, it's a kid's drawing. It's like, you know it's a brain, but it just looks like a brain.
Alright, when you guys figure it out, just let me know.
Ushan is basically look at the drawing. He's kind of bobs his head and he's like, yeah,
I am not
that's about.
Wait, Scoop! And I'm gonna shout for Scoop.
Oh, what?
Could you draw a brain that's like, if it had veins coming off of here, and it had these massive tentacle things here, and this bit here was bulged, and this bit here had more things coming off it, kind of thing? And I'm just gonna see if you can draw what I'm describing.
I was just gonna mention that your satyr friend definitely has a much better hand for drawing than myself and yourself. From that comment, Scoop. I don't know if Scoop in particular, if you would say Scoop in particular would have been able to automatically tell from that description.
Scoop would have drawn the smaller brains we have come across. So this probably wouldn't be too far-fetched for him to draw. But because he would have flipped back a few pages in his sketchbook and you would see pictures of like smaller brains and one of them trying to attack him. Something like this, but like XL
So imagine
size.
this part then. Imagine this section here on the left, just really like bulbously enlarged, like bloated, and then these black veins coming off it on the side here, and then these tentacle bits coming off from the bottom, and then she just goes to town describing it and showing where to augment things and where to stretch things and where to make things bigger.
Are you going over there, or is he coming over to you?
Okay.
That's the question.
That is the question.
Okay, I'm panicking and like hyper. I'm gonna run over.
Ushan's also gonna run over and try to like, and try to watch too. And he is like, he's getting uncomfortably close.
Whoa! For back up a little bit. You're my space. I need space to draw.
Hey, it's cool. It's cool. I just,
there's like a mandate. It's like 6 feet apart.
I was impressed when you drew that, when you drew that thing that you drew in the stars earlier, and I chuckled to myself.
That was you? You're a terrible drawer.
Yes, that was me, and you were right. I am a terrible drawer. You got me. But you also got me out alive. So I am obviously in your debt.
Yeah, that's an understatement.
Oh fuck, okay.
Does Scoop need to actually like roll anything to try to draw whatever Val described to him?
Yeah, for the sake of argument, yeah, let's do a perform. Wait a sec. Let me think. Performance check. Yeah.
I was so hoping for a nat
22. You managed to basically, you basically catching the description, probably frantic description of this brain that Valvari is speaking about. You, of course, are drawing at first what seems just yet another brain, but then there are certain details about its drawing that seem more grand and more grotesque than you could have imagined, even just having encountered walking brains before. And it becomes something that at first is not very inspiring to you, because if you've drawn a whole bunch of brains, but as the details start flowing, you start getting deep into detail and start getting really artistic. And so you actually have a top tier sketch of this thing.
Yeah, that's it.
In particular, a top tier sketch of this thing. If you want, I can drop you an actual image of it in just a moment once I get into the compendium. But it is to such that as you look at this thing, you can't help but getting chills down your spine. It's just impossible not to.
Yeah, we fought something just like this before, but a bit smaller. I mean, if this is the shit that's like around here, Furball, I told you. Excuse me, could you please back up, just a little?
He throws his hands up and he's like, "Okay, you need your space. I got it. Okay, cool.
Thank you. Jeez, people don't understand personal space. But yeah, we fought a bunch of these before, but they weren't this size. These things can like invade your mind. These things are really nasty.
Yeah, this was a.
Wait, whoa. Are you saying you encountered something like this before? Nah. Nobody's encountered an elder brain for centuries. Like, elder brains, we're talking about the top tier of the top.
Wake up and smell the brain. They're here, and they're real.
Are you talking about smaller brains? The ones with legs?
There were little ones everywhere, and they're kind of like, you can step on them. They're gross, but...
Yeah, there's tons of those everywhere. Of course there's tons of those everywhere.
Pointing at the book. This was in this was in the guy's mind flayer's mind, as in like, it was important. So it exists and it's out there, and I think I wouldn't be surprised if what you're saying is the thing in control of everything.
Oh my god, I hate being right. I hate it. And of course he's like doing the face melting thing with his hands. And he's gonna be like, okay, come, everybody over here. I got some things to gotta share. All right, everybody, come on, gather in. Come on in. Hey, big guy, big green guy, come on. All right, you too, Centurion. Is that everybody? I could have sworn there was a kid.
One sec. As you just kind of hear a whistle. I normally can't actually whistle. Like, Draco, where are you?
I'm coming.
Oh, good God.
He's gonna run over. Oh, whoa. That needs to stay down here.
Launched him.
All right, Ushan. He's gonna throw his hands up and he's gonna be like, okay, since I got everybody's attention, listen here, because there are some things that I've learned in my studies that you need to know, because at this point, it is just too dangerous to go without knowing more about what it is you're up against, okay? So, elder brains, these massive brains, they're like the nervous system of the hive. Every single one of these smaller brains, the mind flayers, and all of their thralls, all of their variations of creatures with tendrils and eyes on their bodies and things of that nature, all of them are part of a single collective. If an elder brain is in the mix, then it is quite obvious what it is that's directing this collective, and it is the elder brain itself. The only way in this case to basically stop an infestation of mind flayers and intellect devourers is to locate where the elder brain is and to destroy it. Because the thing is that as much as mind flayers can develop their own telepathic networks among themselves, the presence of an elder brain is essentially like the epicenter of it all. And
it's so vast.
Wait, what?
I didn't know where we were here, so I thought it'd be fine because I didn't even know where the fuck we are. But it saw this place. It saw in my brain this room.
He's got a horrified look on his face. And you see Centurion 5 look around, and you actually see the imp stop writing and then do the slow raise of the head. And Arrowhawk is going to step forward and it's going to be like, Val, what would have they seen exactly?
It saw my deepest fear, my goal, and my current position. I don't even know where the fuck we are. I just see this room. It just sees this room. It saw the room I'm in, as in like the hammock I was sat in and the room itself. It didn't see the journey we took, like how to get down here. So unless it's been here before in this room and it knows this room. Does it know about this room?
Ushan and Arrowhawk look between each other. And Ushan is like, okay. Calm down, Ushan. Usa. You don't...
Is now the time for meditating?
Arrowhawk is
so.
a step forward. Is like, Ushan can get sort of worked up, especially when there's a direct threat upon our lives, potentially. It's like Ushan is like, okay, no, it's all right, it's okay. Valvari and the rest of you don't actually know where this place is. You just know what it looks like and its interior and the fact that there are mirrors everywhere. It's like, oh, Arrowhawk pops up. He's like, okay, Ushan, calm down.
By the way, because they're everywhere.
What are the mirrors?
Why do you have so many?
Ushan, Arrowhawk ends up like shaking him.
I also noticed there are no doors in here.
The mirrors are the doors, aren't they?
Oh, okay. Hold on. Okay, recollect thoughts, Ushan. Recollect thoughts. Listen, there's a lot to explain here, and we may be fine? Question mark? Big question mark? The size of an elder brain? Question mark? But I didn't actually get a chance to explain things to you, so...
Yeah, sorry, that entered my brain while you were explaining it, as I realized, oh yeah, elder brains. I thought that was maybe important information to tell you.
What's good is that because I didn't get a chance to explain all that much to you, you probably didn't give all that much away, but you did may have revealed locational details within a subterranean somewhere. So that'll probably help their search a little bit. But you may have noticed, you are correct. Yeah, you are absolutely correct. There are barely any doors. There's actually one door, and he points over to the distance. He's pointing directly. Oh, you wouldn't be able to necessarily see it from here, but he's pointing to that door.
The door down there.
It's like, but hey, the thing is that this Undercroft is for the most part completely severed from any place that is known or easily discoverable by any means. By any means. We're geographically severed from the rest of the Arcanist Inquisition headquarters. This Undercroft is a super old part of the entire complex. And me, of course, myself, Arrowhawk, Centurion 5, Skurg over there. The imp peeks up and then waves the feather pen in the air and begins writing again. All of us are, in one way, shape, or form, students here at the Arcanist Inquisition headquarters. And the only reason that we know about this place, that we are in this place, is because some years ago, this location was handed down to us by a member of what you can basically consider sort of a secret club of sorts between the students.
Was it a dungeon club? Because there's a lot of bones and chains and stuff down here.
I mean, we bring a lot of study materials and stuff down here.
We need the important facts. Why are there mirrors? Where are we? What's the mind? That's it. We just need the importance. Don't need to know about the clubhouse.
I'm getting there.
Mm-hmm.
It needs to all be in context. We are yes.
Okay.
We're the Wild Ones. That was the name of our club. But
that name's stupid.
I have to agree with Scoop on that one.
Great reveal.
You should change your name to the Wild Ones because you're actually insane.
My uncle said that once. And then I got sent away here. There's a gap in between that I will not share. But anyways,
God, Lord.
Anyways, reason that there are mirrors here is because us, the wild ones, and the by the way, the name is not the best. There used to be
the mirrors.
The mirrors are portals to places around the complex.
Could have started with that, is all I'm saying. Continue.
Only select individuals know how to get to or from. Namely, anybody in the club knows how to get here. And we are all that's left. As you can imagine, as soon as everything started happening, we gathered as much stuff as possible and hid down here because this was the only place we knew that was separated from the rest of the complex and the only place that we would be safe. And so, the problem is there's only one mirror that we know how to use, and that's the one you came through. The other ones, they gotta be accessed from the other side. So
they're
hopefully,
one-way mirrors.
They can be two-way mirrors. The problem is that it's a... Do you really want me to go into the magical specifics of it? It's a technical thing.
I'm starting to think you don't know the magical specifics of it.
I know the magical specifics of it. Thank you. It is a call and response system that requires that both sides be activated at the same time. It is the recipient that dominates what the connection ends up being. The one that you went through was activated from both sides.
How does the other side know that somebody needs to come through?
As soon as somebody is present at the other side, there will be a light on top of the mirror, which begins to pulsate. So as long as one side of the mirror has been activated, the other side will await a request to activate it.
It kind of feels like you're making this up as you're explaining it.
It kind of feels like you just got here and you don't know anything.
that was a good
been
one.
My entire existence with this group, so you are correct.
How long have you all been working with each other exactly?
Few days.
It's my first day.
Most of them is not so much. The main ones you need to focus on is me and Zug.
Big man.
Well, that's a little exclusive.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we were the first ones, the founders of it, and secondly, we are
Founders of what?
the adventure group, the Righteous Sacrifices.
Better name.
Oh, you're an adventuring group.
Well, day
There's
job.
the fucking wild ones. What?
We're a club of students here.
Yeah, the fact that you have to call it a club speaks volumes.
The fact
Clubs
that
are for losers.
Well, it used to be called the Order of this, that. Listen, we're a democratic bunch and we adjust the name every year because it gets boring. So we used to call it an order. We called it somebody had the great idea of calling it a cult, but that's clearly not the case.
Cult is still better than club. If your mum doesn't make you lunch boxes anymore, you don't call it a club.
I vote for Syndicate next time.
All right, everybody, we're getting off topic. Now, explain further with the mirrors. Do you know if any of them are still, I guess you can say, whole and not in pieces?
Or better yet, can the mind flayers use any of them? Like, would they have found anybody who knew about them and therefore knows how to use them?
Thankfully, no. Because if that was the case, somebody would have already come through by now.
I have another
They didn't know where to go.
question. So, where does that door go? Because by your standards, none of these mirrors are going to work because nobody's on the other side of them.
with the exception of the one you came through.
Why is that one special?
That one is special
But
because
why?
there are multiple mirrors
'Cause they remember.
to that one. That is the only one that has multiple mirrors. The
So
one
where
that
do you
was
go if you step through it on this side?
well, we get to choose. It's different locations within the Broken Sanctum in particular. So, just in case we need to use the mirror for you to move on to some other location, and you don't want to be thrown directly into the court where you were surrounded by a bunch of Githyanki, and where I almost died.
That's a good topic. Githyanki. How long have they been here?
So the Githyanki, they have been here for exactly as long as all of this started.
Have you seen them attack the Mind Flayers?
I have seen them attack the Mind Flayers. And I have seen them attack and kill many, many of my colleagues.
I look to
Wild
Winvir.
card.
Any of my enemy?
I guess you can say it's more of not a friend, but more of a distraction.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wait, which
We
ones
pit
are
them
we
against each
siding
other
with?
more?
The Mind Flayers or the Murders?
The murders. The
oh
murders.
my goodness. You should not side with either of them, okay? Both of
Really?
them will
No.
kill you.
I'll take
They
the
are not
murderers.
your friends.
Literally just kill you.
They're called the Vakma Revyaki.
We weren't.
It roughly translates to the Gith Order of Blood and Vengeance. They otherwise call themselves the Scourge. Remember I mentioned the Scourge previously?
Yep, and I'll tell you now, I would rather get shanked to death and murdered by them than go whatever the fuck the Mind Flayer just did to me 5 seconds ago.
Well, we're not talking about actually aligning with them. It's more of we're going to direct them into the right direction.
Or who you'd rather die from.
I mean, good. Just good luck with that, because they like to hide out very frequently on the astral plane, looking through the veil at the material plane, and they are not likely to make themselves known until it is too late. So, chances of trying to, I don't know, wrangle them like sheep and drive them, into the barn, that's not gonna
But
happen.
what if we told
Oh.
them we knew where the Elder Brain was?
I mean, you can't really talk to them.
If we found out what they spoke, and
Wait.
then we found out the location of the Elder Brain, we could just say, hey, here's this thing, we know you hate it, go wild.
I mean, they're not even that strong, to be honest. There's a lot of
They
them.
kicked our... Yeah, that's all we need.
Do you know where the Elder Brain is?
No, but the massive... the hole in the sky, so, From the glimpse I got of the thing, was it actually just that, or could I see anything, even shades of color in the background of did it look like building gray? Did it look like space?
From that one glimpse, it was only of the Elder Brain itself.
Yeah, okay.
So, racking my brain here. Mind Flayers, and those within the same league as Mind Flayers, Elder Brain, they are dominantly subterranean. So, wherever an Elder Brain may be, it would be subterranean, and there's no absolute certainty. There's no direct certainty that the Elder Brain would be in the subterranean levels of this complex. But it is
Subterranean, as
somewhere.
in subterranean, as in how we're subterranean right now.
Oh, no. I'm talking Underdark. I'm talking far, far subterranean.
Okay. So options are another dimension is in this hole in the sky going through that, or going to the pits of hell down below us?
Personally, I would not bet upon finding a pit anywhere that would send us all the way down there. However, the idea of the large void at the tower, the pinnacle of the complex, could be promising. And he pauses all of a sudden, and he starts pacing around the room as he's like all of a sudden deep in thought, like he completely disengages from the conversation for a moment.
Right, you never told us where that door goes.
As Ushan is pacing around the room, Arrowhawk is gonna just kind of waltz over and be like, that door over there, that goes to what is referred to as the Whispering Grotto. It's a cavernous space, and then beyond that is what is known as the dimensional chasm. There's a lot about this place that we could share with you, but the main thing that you need to know is that there are many places in this complex, and some of them are dedicated very specifically to certain schools of magic. The dimensional chasm is dedicated to transmutation specifically. The chambers that are dedicated to schools of magic are places of demonstration and study for those who wish to practice in those schools of magic. The dimensional chasm in particular is a complex of floating geometric shapes hovering in a massive void of sorts.
Where would things be studied that were like ritual spells or castings?
Well, there are certain libraries that have that information here. Some of those books have made their ways into the student quarters, but there are very particular libraries that we do have. There is a master's library and a number of smaller ones sort of dabbled here and there around the complex. Anyhow, I do believe this is a lot of information to explain, but while you are here, there is, I guess, a couple things that we want to discuss with you before saying anything else. The fact of the matter is that we are the only ones left of the wild ones. We're the only ones left, as far as we know, that are survivors here. We used to be able to actually connect and try to reach out to where other survivors might be, but that has become dangerous. So there are a few directions, there are a few things that we need in order to be able to ensure that there is a way for you to get to your destination if you are indeed trying to go towards we call it the void, but it is the large black mass that is hovering at the top of the complex.
Did Nami see this black mass when she did her scouting?
Yes, Nami would have. Absolutely. Also, you have just reminded me that Nami exists. I imagine Nami would have been on your person, or would have Nami been hovering around the room? Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. She's wrapped around my shoulders.
Okay, gotcha. Ushan is sort of like over here, kind of like sitting on this sitting on this stone coffin, just trying to like breathe and come down from his hyperventilating. And Arrowhawk steps forward and she says, there are certain ways that you can take in order to get to the void. But there's no way to get there if you can't go past the moon gate. There are 2 main gates here in the complex. The sun gate, I imagine you've come through. I do believe Kalaros, for the short time that he actually was here before he left, had mentioned that he had attempted to assist some people through the sun gate, which I imagine that was you. The other gate is the moon gate. It separates the mass of the complex from the masters section, where individuals such as the master mages and even Dace Artemon himself would have resided. The only way that you're going to get to the void is to get past the moon gate. But the moon gate is tricky. It is not like the sun gate. It requires a very specific incantation. An incantation that nobody who is not a part of the master's class, that none of us that are not a part of the master's class would know. You would need to speak to somebody who either is of master's class or somebody who would have more information to know where and how to retrieve this incantation. And the only individual that I can think of would be one person that we know for a fact is still alive and is still out there.
If you say Dace, I'm gonna slap you.
I was not going to say Dace. I was going to say Hallmaster Kendrick.
Okay.
Hallmaster Kendrick is the Hallmaster of the Journeyman Quarters. That is to say, the Journeymen are the newer mages. And in order to get to where he is cloistered at, that he has created safe haven for himself at, you would need to go through the Journeyman Quarters. That is actually what we were in the middle of trying to accomplish here with Kalaros before 3 more of us had perished and before you all, along with a still alive Ushan, managed to come through the mirror.
And how do we get to these quarters?
These quarters they're located on the western side. If you essentially, the idea is that we would bring you back to the mirror that you came out of, and we would direct that mirror to point towards the component, the complementary mirror that still exists on the western side of the broken nexus. At which case, you could venture to the Journeyman Quarters. There is a particular mechanism that's required in order to get up to Hallmaster Kendrick, unfortunately. Traveling up and down the tower where this is located is a magic elevator. However, this magic elevator it has 3 floors. There's the floor of the broken nexus where you would enter it. There's the second floor, which is the Journeyman Quarters themselves, and then the third floor, which is the office of Hallmaster Kendrick. The device that we were able to obtain would allow us to basically reactivate the magic mirror. Reactivate the magic elevator. The problem is that it's not powerful enough to get you up to Hallmaster Kendrick. So we are aware between me and Ushan that one of the journeyman students, as a matter of fact, has such a device that would be able to bring you up the entire way to the office of Hallmaster Kendrick. I just want to make sure there's many details here. I'm hoping everybody caught that. Please let me know if there's anything I need to repeat.
No,
Right,
I
Justin.
understand.
Yeah.
Good. So
let's go then. Why are we still waiting around here?
Val's gonna quickly grab one moment. And she's gonna grab Winvir by literally just fabric from his shoulder, just collar anything, and drag him over to around here.
Hi. It's so handsy.
Dace.
I know.
No, as in there were rumors, or not even rumors, but just confirmation that he'd been in contact with something extremely fucking powerful. He'd been congregating and dealing with something, and the info that he'd got from it was fucking dangerous.
Guess we figured out what that danger is.
Yeah, but I'm worried more now that if it was that fucking brain thing that he's been in contact with and he's fucking brought all this in. I thought he just, I don't know, made a deal with something, or I don't even...
You thought he made a deal with an extraplanar being, such as that of the imp over
I
there.
can deal with. I can shoot a warlock. This is another fucking level.
I know. Believe me, I have a few choice words with him myself. But, for the time being, make sure that this is be able to tell that right now the survivors be able to rescue them. That's the main mission we have right now. All we have to do really is just to make sure we have a pathway open right now. At least have some way for our angry that at least be a nuisance for them for a while afterwards, because I'm gonna be honest with you, Val. After learning all of this, I have realized how little I know and how stupid of an idea that I already have.
Yeah, I realized how this is way above my fucking pay grade.
Mm-hmm.
Like, now I'm just thinking that fucking bitch just sent me in here to fucking die.
With that, give me a quick. You just kind of look. You kind of like Winvir just kind of looks at you and just goes. Looks at you and just goes. I would have highly advised against saying such words when it comes with General Constant itself. She's not sent here to die. Guess too much when it comes with that of her people. But she may have underestimated the power that is within here. That is for sure.
I think everyone is. I don't think anyone's ready. If this shit breaks out past the barrier, they're all fucked. Everyone's fucked.
That is why I have a stupid idea. I guess you can say, yeah, a very idiotic idea. It might work. Probably won't, but it might work. So right now is this. We're all surrounded with enemy territory. They have way too much of a home field, too much of an advantage when it comes to not only that of their skill set, but their equipment and such. There's a single problem we also have, and a big glaring one by that. There's only 5 of us. 6, 7. A very little amount.
I'm just saying, this is suicide mission numbers, like...
Yes, remember, we're not here to destroy it. Not here entirely to destroy it. This comes to my idea. Kind of like with Bala kept interrupting him. This is not the point. The idea is this. That with the information that we're able to gather, and especially with the information that you have privy to it,
Mm-hmm.
what we need to do is to, as you can say, in all of its stupendous wonder, create a ceasefire for every group. And use it as a unified force to take this out.
You have to be able to speak
Loyalist,
first, though.
Loyalists, the monarchists, reformers, everybody need. Because, like I said, we are out of our league when it comes to this situation.
Yep.
Truth be told, we are. I'm not here to die yet. There's many things I need to get done first. But if we're at least able, have the ceasefire, open up the gates, to give that information then to the others, to allow them to be able to then.
Do you mean a ceasefire in here or a ceasefire out there in the city?
Ceasefire out there in the city.
I will, as you are discussing these plans amongst yourself, there's a couple things I need to shift over to.
Oh, yeah, Scoop wants to talk to this guy as well while they're doing that.
Actually,
At
I
some point.
was going to shift over to both of you.
Oh, okay.
As this conversation between Val and Winveer is taking place, Hushan seems to be coming down from their little panic attack, anxiety attack, or whatever, as they kind of just sit down right next to you.
I told you this. No, it's fine. It's whatever.
Listen.
I do. Wait. Me first. I'm more important. Real quick. Is there anything else we shouldn't do before I start doing things that I don't know I shouldn't do? Obviously, not send messages. But what else shouldn't I do?
Well, sending messages is one of those things. But I would be very, very cautious about who it is you encounter outside of this Undercroft, because anything with these mind flayers can be a trick. So being extra vigilant to mitigate and validate as much as possible. If you encounter a survivor or anybody like that, you need to spend maybe some extra time assessing whether they are trustworthy or not.
I mean, how do you know for sure? I could have one in my brain right now infiltrating your ranks. How do you know I don't have one?
Ushan is going to look up, and he's going to look over to you, and he's going to say, while you were all sleeping, I cast detection magic on each of you. I knew I couldn't.
Oh, that's rude, man. Invasion of your privacy, man.
That's not thought detection. Just,
Don't go detecting my magic next time without asking.
He looks just kind of like, Listen, we have to look out for ourselves too. I hope you understand that.
Yeah, I get it, but okay? So you have to detect magic. I can't do that. Maybe my lamp guy over there can do that. Is there any other way to know how, if anyone has a weird brain in them?
Well, from my particular studies about the intellect devourers, the thing is that the intellect devourers, they are body thieves, and if you want to try to remove them from a host, that's going to require I gotta double check it. Sorry, I gotta double check. How do you actually detect to see if there's an intellect devourer in somebody's brain? I gotta double check. Intellect devourer. Because at first, honestly, I thought it was a... At first, I thought it honestly was a, like a restoration of some sort. Has an intelligence contest. Understanding. Empathy. 0. The thing is that unfortunately, if somebody is already taken by one of these brains and they're just simply no longer who they were before. They may have their memories, they may be able to imitate them, but the fact is that short of something like a protection, something of a retcon. I just read it. A protection from good and evil spell typically drives an intellect devourer out. But the thing is that it's, unless you have a lot of protection of good and evil spells at the ready, if you encounter more than one survivor, there's always going to be a risk.
Huh. I'll keep that in mind.
Anyways, listen. Scoop?
Yeah.
Scoop?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I have something to show you. And he's going to stand up and he's going to move over towards this coffin here. Now, there's not a dead body in here or anything. This is just we stole these from the necromancy chamber and figured that we could use them for storage because they are magically sealed. He manages to press on a couple different symbols in a particular order, and the coffin opens up, and you see what appears to be a selection of weapons. As a matter of fact, as you take a look at them, they all appear to be rapiers.
You know, I didn't really take you for a thief, but I mean, beggars can't be choosers.
Well, you know, I am sort of I'm a procurer of sorts. I had a little bit of a network of people who would try to, you know, take a little of this from the alchemy lab, take a little of that from the library, and we had a little bit of a ring of 5-finger discount individuals for a while. It seems like I'm the only one left, but I managed to actually take some of these from one of the rooms of an old arcane trickster. The 3 blades that you see here, each of these are magical in some way. I figure that since you are here in the Arcanist Inquisition, there's no way that you're not going to encounter creatures that are protected against mundane weapons. And from what I was able to tell from some of my detection the other night, it didn't seem to me like you had one of these equipped. So I figure I should let you choose one from the batch here to see which one fits you best.
From the way he's speaking, just quick question: would Scoop know if he knew thieves can't?
Insight check. The way he holds himself, the way that he manages to sort of, quietly move from place to place, it would make sense that he could be possibly of a more agile class of individual. It's possible he might know thieves can't.
Scoop sort of raises an eyebrow and says, I'll give you a little bit more credit than I did before. I guess you're okay.
He shrugs and he's like, I try my best. Nowadays, it's not a whole lot of stealing. It's mostly reappropriating when you think about it, because nobody's going to use that stuff anymore. That's a little on the grim side of things, but the fact is, there are 3 blades here, and you are completely free to pick up one of these and use them. This is my thanks to you for saving my life. And you're going to need some, if you're going to go off with the rest of these other individuals and try to make ends meet so that you can finally get to where you're going, you're going to need something. So let me just, he grabs all 3 of the blades and he begins to set them down, basically right in front here. I'm going to drag these in just so that there's a physical representation of each of them. So, they're pretty, these are pretty straightforward. It's really, whatever it is you're feeling of picking up as your weapon here. But listen, one of these, let's see, the one of the middle, this one is your plain run-of-the-mill magic rapier. It is your traditional enchantment. Easier to strike a foe, easier to deal a bit more damage to a foe, all around useful, never a bad thing to go with. The one to the the one to the left here, my left. This, I picked this up when one of the journeyman mages managed to take this rapier and stab a mind flayer with it. And when I was peeking out from the other side of a desk watching this whole thing, the mind flayer managed to grab the blade, and I saw this purple energy course through it. And I saw the journeyman mage scream and fall to the ground, unfortunately. But I was able to pick this blade back up, and I managed to test it out a little bit. This is also a magic blade, except instead of it being easier to strike foes with, apparently it also, when it does hit, it deals extra in psychic damage. It's like a mind blade of sorts. Something that happened at that precise moment that the mind flayer had channeled energies into it. I'd be a little cautious with this one because I noticed that when I was out and about carrying this one around, some of the thralls seemed to look at me a little bit more than my compatriots. So you might get a little bit more attention if you pick this one up. The one over here is basically the idea is if you nail a really nice shot on somebody, if you really just hit them right where it hurts, you can deal necrotic damage upon that individual, and that damage will course through the blade and provide you health. All three of these are pretty great options, but I'm gonna let you kind of figure out which one you feel is most applicable. As he says that, as I click on each of them, and now they disappear, except for this last one for some reason. Essentially, the 3 options that I've just showed you, the middle one, this is a +1 rapier. Plain old +1 rapier. The second one I showed you is called a mind blade rapier. The idea is that there is no pluses to hit, but if you do hit, it deals an extra 1d6 psychic damage. The downside is that it seems to attract more thrall attention because of the energies coursing through it. The third one is a Rapier of Life Stealing. So the idea with the Rapier of Life Stealing is that if you roll a 20, the target takes an extra 3d6 necrotic damage, provided that target isn't a construct or undead, and you gain hit points equal to the damage dealt. Equal to the extra damage dealt from the 3d6.
Yeah. Scoop already made his choice by the descriptions, but I will let someone else just roll or go. But I know what Scoop is going to take.
Okay, gotcha. So when you say somebody else go, you mean like another...
Well, if someone else wants to do anything, just to give away some of the spotlight,
Sure.
I'll let somebody else do any role play or talking, but I know what Scoop is going to take, just off the descriptions alone.
Okay. I'm going to pivot down here to where Bala is located. As you wander over here, Bala, tell... What is it that you are doing here in this corner?
So, based on conversations earlier, Bala believes that going through this door is the quickest way to do what we need to do, and he's just ready to do it. He's not stupid enough to go alone because he does know that he does not know the way, so he's just standing over here pacing back and forth in front of this door, waiting for everybody else and just rambling off to himself.
As you are doing that, you are going to hear a voice from behind you that says, Sir, you are not going to want to go in there. That is not advisable at this point in time.
Yeah, I'm not going anywhere just yet. Just trying to get my thoughts together.
Indeed. The way through there is, of course, there's a bit of a cranium rats problem down there, and some nasty arachnid types. I floated around in the grotto a little bit, but it's not to my particular tastes.
Yeah, no, I obviously don't know anything about this place, so I'm not going anywhere alone. Just ready to get started.
You know, I can't help but notice that you seem to be someone of the more mystical natures. You, of course, being found here at the Arcanist Inquisition headquarters, you seem to be quite impatient being in a place like this. Now, given the circumstances, it's understandable, but is there anything about, that is to say, Sans, the infestation, is there anything in particular that you feel that you are maybe less comfortable being in the complex?
I'm not sure what you mean. I'm perfectly fine and capable of handling myself and have no qualms doing that.
Indeed. Well, there... Oh, for some reason your character sheet showed up as 0 level. Let me re-import that real quick.
Not again.
Not again. Double check here. Oh, there we are. I'm trying to remember details about your current. I got a question for you. I would like to type it to you right quick.
Okay.
Just because I am lacking in memory. I'm trying to remember, and I was looking at your character sheet to see if I can recall.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha. It is, it's innate. I see. But it's, okay. Understood. The imp basically says, well, the reason I ask is I'm trying to understand, if there's any particular reason you are enshrouding yourself consistently in illusion magic.
You must be mistaken. There is no such thing happening here. Just a normal person.
Oh, I do apologize. I thought I'd noticed illusion magic on you. Well, forgive me for being so full of hot air, as it were.
Yes, mistakes can be made. No worries, friend.
Oh. Elemental, if I should say so myself, sir. If you need anything, if there's anything you wish to get off your chest, I am the school counselor, as it were.
Oh, well, should I experience some trauma in my life, I'm sure you'll be the first person I come to.
There's no doubt that you have already in your journey. I can very much tell. I'm very sensitive to these things, the emotions of those of the more mortal standpoint. If once again, if you wish to get anything off your chest, I will be over by the desk, finishing up a stack of papers. At some point, whenever this whole thing blows over, I will be likely recruited back to my station. So I, of course, am an unbiased source. Feel free to call upon me if you need any assistance.
Of course, I will remember that. Thank you.
And he is going to bow, and he's going to flutter back over to the desk. In the meantime, the only other thing I want to catch up on is Draco's going to look up to Zug, and he's going to be like, so, what do you plan on doing with the big old arms once you get your hands on some of these wait, no, that's an obvious answer, isn't it? Listen, what I'm trying to ask is, are you feeling a little out of your element around all this magic there, big boy?
What? I've been meditating for the past 20 minutes. I have no idea where I'm at.
What is it that you think about when you meditate?
He usually communes with the elements, so that's what he thinks about.
Okay. What's your favorite element?
Oh, Zug like wind, because wind Zug punch more because faster.
I don't know a whole lot about the elements. I just know, what Phoenix taught me. I also went to school and learned a little bit about but I did go to school and learned a little bit about a little bit about conjuration. That is to say, just the idea of it.
The fuck is that?
That's like creating or summoning things. It's a school of magic.
You can make stuff?
Apparently, but Orgoth hasn't taught me how to do that yet.
Oh. Zug just punches stuff. And the elements.
Do you like spar with anyone?
Oh, nobody can take me. Zug way too strong.
Have you
Big man.
ever beat anybody that was 4 times your size?
Yeah. War Turtle once. Oh, Turtle Man.
War
Take his head off.
He was a giant turtle with a cannon on his back, so so War Turtle.
That motherfucker.
Yeah. Draco is just going to continue asking you random questions, and he's just going to continue being annoying. So I'm going to need you to roll a wisdom saving throw.
Oh my god, I'm gonna punch this kid.
No, you're not. Don't you dare.
Oh. A saving throw?
Yes.
See? I told you.
All right. Well, if you were in a situation where a kid, no, don't just assume. Don't assume that you're gonna do something awful. Come on, just because you rolled a 1.
Yeah, no, I know.
But like, imagine, just get into Zug's head for a moment. If Zug was in a position where a kid would not stop asking him questions and just kept talking, what would Zug do?
Zug would do as he usually does, which is when people are talking like about magic or politics and stuff, he just zones out. So he just has this absent-minded look in his face, and he's just absolutely zoned out, standing in the same place.
In which case, I guess you were zoned out as Draco Robshaw is continuing to ask more and more questions, and is trying to get answers from you. In the meantime, Arrowhawk is going to wander over and is going to say, Zug, hello, Zug,
Hey.
Zug, we're. It might be time for us to gather together so that we can talk about next steps, and we can move forward with our plan. If you are hoping to reach the void at some point, and in the midst of it may be able to find more survivors.
Oh yeah, enter the void. Sounds metal. Let's do it.
I guess I've never been in a void before, so I don't know. Maybe it could be made out of metal.
That's exactly what I meant.
Everyone, I need to call your attention back to the middle.
Discuss this later, Val.
So, it took me a moment to uncover it, but this here is the item that I was handed by Kelros. This is an alternate power source. It was devised and put together in the alchemist lab. And the idea is that if you attach it to the console of the magic elevator, it will allow you to ascend that magic elevator. But again, it will only bring you up halfway. It was actually confirmed when I took a look at the when I took a look at my notes previously that there is in fact, that is to say, there was in fact somebody who was in the journeyman quarters who was basically a bunch of things Ushan helped smuggle into their room had allowed them, before all of this happened, to sort of establish a bit of an alchemist lab in their own. There's no doubt that from Ushan's recollection that they have also a device that would power the magic elevator. And if you were to find that, that would allow you to ascend the entirety of the magic elevator up to the office of Hallmaster Kendrick. So, be that as it may, my ask for you is when you are all ready, we can have Ushan here activate the mirror that you had just left some 8 or 9 hours ago, and that would direct you to the western end of the broken sanctum, or the broken nexus, as it were. So that would place you one step closer to where that magic elevator is located.
Yes, I would be ready more than ever.
Scoop will I keep shoot Wushan? Shushan? I keep forgetting it. Ushan, okay, Ushan. Scoop's gonna look at Ushan and he's gonna say, yeah, I'm ready to go, but when we get back, I kind of want to talk to you about what this mark thing means. And you saw about like the mark that he like drew, which I think I wrote down was like the mark of like the astral traveler.
The mark of the astral traveler. Was this the mark that was drawn in your dream, in sort of the dream state that you shared? Okay.
Yes, he just said when he comes back he wants to ask about that. What does that mean? But time is a little bit of the essence, so he won't do it right now.
It'll basically Ushan is going to say, maybe there will be a proper time for me to explain that. There's some nuance to be explained, and it doesn't seem like there's a ton of time, but I do sincerely believe it has something very close to do with something very close to do with your tattoo.
Scoop will raise an eyebrow, and it looks like he's about to say something, and ultimately doesn't at the end. Scoop is going to pick up the rapier that you mentioned. A mage might have had it. The one on the right, the one with the psychic damage, but can also draw aggro. Mostly because a mage might have had it, and Scoop is somewhat interested in more magical things himself, so he would pick up that one.
All right. In which case, you pick up the what is referred to as the Mind Blade rapier, and I will add it to your character sheet in just a moment. Actually, I'll do it right now. As you do so, Ushan looks over and he's like, "It's not a bad choice. I mean, if you're not afraid of getting a little bit more, if you're one of those people that, you're a socialite, you like being the center of attention, because there may be some moments you may be the center of attention with that one. I don't know if this is the crowd you're looking for, though."
Yeah, someone's got to protect these guys.
Now, it's not going to it's not necessarily going to work for every sort of creature, but if they're thralls, then no doubt they'll be attracted by the energy.
Well, the good thing about being me is where I'm from, magic has a hard time getting to me. I think I'll be just fine. And sort of Scoop's eyes will sort of glimmer a little bit as he says that.
He gives you like the finger guns, and then he begins to go over and put the other blades back into the coffin. In the midst of him doing that, Arrowhawk is going to look about and say, if there's anything that you need from me at this moment, information, any questions, then this may be the best time for it. You will most certainly be able to return here when you're finished. One such location of one of these mirrors, the one to the northwest of this chamber, it was actually taken from the possession of Hallmaster Kendrick himself. There is a likelihood that the other mirror is located perhaps somewhere within the Hallmaster's spire. I'm a little surprised that Hallmaster Kendrick had not discovered and made his way on the other side, but the thing is that this means that Hallmaster Kendrick is, while alive, is detained in some way.
Well, looks like we'll find him. He's the one that has like the alchemist lab, right? That one, other half of the elevator. That guy.
That is the one. That would be the individual. I have also taken the liberty to draft together, basically trace over a bit of a map that we have of some of the lower domains of the complex, some of the locations that I and Ushan are most familiar with, and she goes ahead and hands that over to each of you, basically saying that the Arcanist Inquisition map that you have to look at is more full of locations. So, unless there's anything else, other questions, then Ushan, we should ensure that our compatriots here can begin their journey. After Ushan has put away each of the weapons, he moves over and he begins sort of moving his way towards the mirror where each of you had left.
As we're heading out, Scoop wants to call Zug over real quick. Yo, Zug, come here for a sec.
What's up, Satsumans?
So before we got here, I kind of went on a little shopping spree, if you catch my drift. I don't really have any use for us. Probably better for someone like you. I mean, you might be against it because you just think you're the strongest, but I found this potion.
I am the strongest.
I knew you would say that, but if you ever wanted to see how much further you can go, I found this potion. You can have it. Scoop's gonna give Zug the potion of Cloud Giant Strength.
There we go. That's interesting.
Zug is going to pocket it and look at him and say,
What does you do to Zug, though?
Well, let's just say, if you ever want to see how much further your limits are, strength-wise, of course, have a sip of it. I'm sure it'll do you better than it'll do me. All those muscles just slow me down.
Well, okay. Thank you.
what's the name of the potion again?
I'll link it
Alright.
there. And it's specifically the cloud one, which is kind of wild if Zug ever gets everything off.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that is not nothing. That is quite something.
So yeah, whenever you use it, go wild.
The cloud one, right?
Yeah. So 27.
Thank you. Zach gon' probably kill innocent people to sacrifice with this.
Scoop just shrugs as he hears that. Which mirror do we need to go to? Oh, the one up there.
Let's see here. You know what's interesting is that I put an item someplace, but I don't know what item it was exactly. Oh, that's fine. So as each of you head over towards the mirror, Ushan is going to perform a series of somatic gestures. And as he does, you're going to see there's this orb at the very top of the mirror that begins glowing. As it glows, it pulsates. And Ushan is like, okay, one moment. I just need to make sure that it's directed towards the western side. Don't want to drop you in where the scourge had basically left us off in case they're still there. I would also just make sure that you watch your back, because they could be pretty much anywhere in the complex. And then he completes the somatic gestures, and as he does, you notice that the surface of the mirror, while you see a reflection of yourself, one moment, it changes. It changes to a pulsating form. Let's do that, and then where is it? Pulsing wave. There we go. Boom. And you are seeing ripples form in the surface of the mirror. And on the other side of the mirror, you notice a room that seems to be a study hall of sorts. There are multiple tables multiple tables with multiple benches where there are different materials and books strewn around. There are some particular bookshelves in there. Ushan is going to look over to Bala and he's going to say, hey, Bala.
Yes.
You were looking for rituals.
I was.
Just out of curiosity, what kind of rituals were they?
I don't really know.
Ushan sort of scratches his head and says, so just basically anything that has, like magical significance, seems like.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, I'll know it when I see it, kind of thing.
Well, I know that at least one of the rooms in the journeyman's quarters has been repurposed as a bit of a micro library of sorts. The person whose room that is likes collecting stuff like that. So just keep your eye out for that room when you are there.
Roger that.
And also, there's a in the study hall here, there's a desk that has a bit of a staff. That staff should actually allow you to enter some of the rooms. A lot of the rooms are magically locked, so that staff will let you unlock those rooms. All right. Well, in which case, may the gods defend you and all that stuff. I'm not very good at send-offs, but once you're done, you as long as you locate the mirror that is near the top of the spire, you should be able to travel back here. Once you get somebody to activate it, that'd be Hallmaster Kendrick specifically. We can open it up from the other side, and you'll be able to come through.
Make sure to be able to get on Master Kendrick's good side.
Well, he's not going to want to die, and I don't imagine that
That's true.
he wants to stay. Once again, I don't know if he's detained or if he's just barricaded someplace, or if he feels like he's too goody two shoes to be down here. But just just make sure don't bring up anything having to do with don't bring up anything having to do with meat. He's a bit of a vegetarian. He gets really upset.
Duly noted. Just look over at Zug, and I'm just like, oh no.
All right.
Zug's just smiling.
Everything is open. You are ready to go.
Yeah, just don't go ham.
You don't.
I saw what you did there.
You don't want to. Don't say that to Kendrick.
I don't know why that caught me off
Amazing.
guard so much.
Kendrick will be very upset.
Favorite joke of the campaign.
I swear he lectured me for an hour. So each of you step through. Is that correct? Oh,
That's correct.
by the way, we can't forget Draco Robshaw, Boy Wonder.
Exactly.
Oh, of course.
Draco, come on, boy.
Oh, don't treat me like that. I'm not a dog.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah, boy.
Dog's more useful.
All right, and as each of you step through,
Ouch. Sassy.
you find yourself in a room that is on a completely different part of the broken nexus. This is a study hall of sorts. You do see that there are multiple spaces here for study and reading. There seems to be multiple books here from what you can tell. And while it doesn't physically show it, there is a desk that's located on the southeastern side. So as each of you enter into this room, what is it that you say? Within the, that is to say, the next 10 minutes of the session that we have, what is it that you say and what is it that you do?
We're after the A.
Could be worse.
Could be better.
Paul's
Let's
just gonna go and put his hand on every book.
Oh, Zug just points at the door and says,
I bet that's strapped.
Probably.
Oh, Winbit, actually, one last thing. Do you know what the fuck this is? And I hand him the ruby.
Can I do an Arcana check onto it?
Yes, do an Arcana check, and then I want Bala to explain the search that he's doing.
Do an Arcana check.
12. Before I read the results of that, you actually hear a voice come from the mirror really quick, and Ushan is like, "Oh, I almost forgot. The security and the thing closes."
I just realized, is Draco still on a person?
Draco turns around, he's like, "Ew!" And yes, there's a person there.
Oh. Or I can hear from Usha.
Oh god.
From Usha. Looks like security is still running amok here, so...
I turn around and press the digitation of the body to make it stop smelling.
The best use of prestidigitation.
All right. So Bala, what is it that you're doing at this moment?
So Bala is going around looking at every book, trying to find any book about rituals that have to do with genies.
Interesting. All right. Which case, roll a investigation of the room. And then I will get to the 12 in just a moment here. All right. So a 19. You are a warlock. You don't necessarily have a spell book or anything like that. As you, I'll do things in order. I'll make sure I do things in order. So when Winvier, you roll a 12. This is on the jewel or the gem.
Mm-hmm.
So like you've seen gems before. You know, there's sometimes nobles will exchange gems instead of gold because you know they're very opulent. This gem seems to be pretty well carved, but you notice, of course, when you take a look at it, there are little symbols that are very lightly etched into the back of it. And as you kind of like look at it in the light, you can more closely see some of these symbols. You, as a bard, are aware that sometimes, you know, just as you've had plenty of magic items yourself, that usually there are certain ways to determine whether a magic item is a magic item without having to do a detect magic, simply by the kind of embellishments that are on them, because, you know, sometimes magic items, they're treated in a way, or they're marked in a way that lets them know that there's magical script on it. And you do see magical script, but you have no inkling of what that magical script could be precisely.
All right, he's looking up the light source with it. All right, then. It's a magical gem, yes. Sad news is I don't know what type of magic it is.
Joy.
All right.
Sorry.
No. It's more like I'm really fucking sorry you gave it your live for this.
All right. Bala, with a 19, you managed to look through a lot of these books. A lot of these books are are study guides for the most part. Some of it is history, some of it is philosophy. This is like a combination study room and small library. However, you do notice actually that hidden, sort of tucked away amongst here, you do manage to find what appears to be a spellbook tucked away. And so, in which case, do you take the spellbook?
Absolutely.
Okay. Are you going to open up its contents?
I am.
Okay.
It's a book. What's the worst that could happen?
Well, we'll come back to you in just a moment. What is Scoop doing at this precise moment?
Scoop isn't doing anything too crazy, but he hears that could be potential mirrors and stuff like that. So he's somewhat afraid of getting lost. So as he kind of comes out the mirror, people are wandering around. He takes out like his painter tools, and he wants to just put like a mark over here by the mirror.
Mhm.
And he just kind of writes like up on the wall, just like a 1. So if potentially there's multiple mirrors and getting lost, he would know this is the one that they came out of. So he kind of like just puts a mark on here, probably just in red ink.
On
That he'd
the
be able to
mirror
see it.
itself or on the wall?
No, on the wall, like next to the mirror.
Okay, gotcha.
And then as kind of Zug mentions that this door might be trapped, he's just going to look to see if there's potentially any traps or if the lock has to be picked.
Oh yeah, that's supposed to be closed. Oh no, that is closed. Okay. Yeah, so go ahead and check the door.
Investigation, correct?
Yep.
I should actually get good at investigation.
Looks clear to you.
Okay. Is it like locked at all? He would like, I don't know if it's a handle or whatever, but he would check to see if it's locked.
Is not locked.
All right, Scoop opens the door.
Okay, so you open the door. Just checking really quick. Zug, is there anything that you are doing in this moment as you are here in the room? Surrounded by books?
I'll just answer whenever people start answering. That's pretty much it.
Gotcha. And finally, Valvari, anything in particular you are doing in this precise moment?
More just looking around, trying to still collect her bearings, really.
Gotcha.
Gun has not left her hand.
Understood. You notice that Draco Robshaw is sort of looking at the body, and he looks around, and he ends up finding a ruler. He ends up taking up the ruler and ends up poking the body. As he's sort of like curiously poking the body, nobody is necessarily taken much of a look at the body, but you hear Draco say, "Why are there burns all over this guy?"
What?
Oh, that must have been
Look
security.
at his skin's all charred.
I'll go over and investigate.
All right. Go ahead and investigate.
I should be able to do this actually. Okay.
14. As you would take a look at this body and you investigate, it's not just a few burns. There are multiple spots over this person's body, perhaps 4 or 5 spots that are burns like blast marks. And the thing is that it's sort of difficult to tell whether no, it's not all that okay. It's not all that difficult for somebody in your position to tell whether something is from a projectile or whether something is simply, flames. In this case, there's no puncture. There's just blasts of charred flesh and charred clothing. And you wonder what that could have been from. Could have possibly been from a magic spell of sorts. Could have possibly been. You wonder if anything that you've encountered so far, mind flayers, intellect devourer, Ithionki, have any sort of like magical projectile ability, and from what you encounter, for what you can recall, you can't seem to think of anything. Bala, please roll a dexterity saving throw if you could.
Oh shit.
Should be fine. It's not fine.
It's not fine. The thing is that the book that you were handling,
Fast 180.
the book that you were handling, it is very interestingly designed, and it has a bit of a large jewel-like thing on the front. And as you are taking a look at it and you flipping pages, all of a sudden, this book begins to shake in your hands, and it closes, and that large jewel of sorts on the front begins to expose an eye, and that eye is staring directly at you. And
Shit.
Oh, good looking.
you see the eye begin to glow as the book pulls out of your hand and floats in air. And you are going to basically take the full blast of a burning hands as a surprise attack. And yikes! As you notice simultaneously, 3 other books around the room begin popping out
Oh
of their
my god.
spaces. We will continue
Being attacked by books.
Right.
the next time.
I have to act. Does the eye look like the eye on Scoop's shoulder? I'm going to be wondering all week.
I guess we'll have to find out if that is the case.
No.
Damn.
That is going to be the end of tonight's session, my friends, as we leave off with this sudden animation of multiple magical books in the study hall. However, it is time. And so I want to thank everybody for watching tonight's session of Tales of Seglesia. And I want to thank my players for this evening. Those players have been Ambrose playing as Zug.
Reckless attack.
Reckless attack time. Masters 8 playing as Bala.
I need therapy.
Black Man Inc. playing as Scoop.
Readings for nerds.
Read it before it reads you.
Oh good lord.
Magpie 18, otherwise known as Valvari.
She's been traumatized.
And
I'll
then-
join you on therapy.
And then finally, Dr. Squigums playing as Windveer.
I mean, Bala needs therapy, but at this point, we all do.
Oh, I
Typical day
wasn't
in the
talking about Paul. I
Feywild.
was talking about me.
What's the difference?
All right, so I'm going to close down stream. I'll allow my players to chat between each other and decompress. I will mute them for the time being so that we can engage in the traditional raid that is following basically pretty much every single Tales of Seglesia session. However, it has been a water, please. It's been a pleasure and a privilege, and I, Chaotic and Writer, will see you in the next episode. But one final thing I should mention, of course, is that actually no, that's not even important. Everybody could say goodbye.
Bye.
Smell you later.
We're all gonna die.
We're fucked.
It's books. We can take the books.
If we TPK to books, I'm quitting.
I think that's the
Oh,
point.
we TPKing
Books,
books.
wait.
We're all playing Pathfinder. It's
All right, so let us switch over really quick here to the full screen view. Hello, everyone. It is very pink in here and very stylish out here. I just want to thank y'all again very much for watching tonight's session of Tales of Seglesia. After course tonight, I will be enjoying a bit of a vacation, and I hope all of you enjoy a little bit of weekend time as well. Now is the time when we engage upon the act of raiding channels. Only a couple other things I want to mention is that on the YouTube channel that is a partner channel for this one, that is to say the Chaotic and Writer YouTube channel, which you can very much find if you go down into the doobly-doo and you click on that YouTube link down where the panels are located. I have a new video. It's 9 bandit variants for basically running in D&D. Basically some ideas of different ways that you can run bandits, different ways that you can color bandits just a little bit more. If you are somebody that is a DM or you like Dungeons and Dragons content, please check out the Chaotic and Writer YouTube channel. Consider subscribing to the Chaotic and Writer YouTube channel. Go down to the doobly-doo, click on that link and check out that video. I would sincerely appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. So let us go ahead and begin the art. Listen, Critical Role has started as well. However, this is a stream unto itself, within a community unto itself. It is time for us to go ahead and support the local streaming, actual play, tabletop community. First and foremost, we have a couple of individuals that are performing their rounds as of right now. We have Heroes and Hooligans, and we have Phoenix E. Walkie. Both are members of the Rolling Together stream team. All fantastic individuals. You gotta love them. You gotta enjoy other actual play content. We are actually going to stream directly into Heroes and Hooligans. So if you are somebody who enjoys actual play content as much as I do, then here's what I need to ask of you. Here is your charge from me, Commander Ryder. I want you to gather together your weapons. I want you to prepare your spells, because we are about to go into the great beyond. We are about to raid a fellow Twitch streamer who is also a very masterful actual play podcast and masterful dungeon master, masterful players. Please check out their stream, consider following, consider subscribing, support them any way possible. Again, it has been a pleasure and a privilege, and I, Chaotic and Writer, will see you in the next episode. Whoa! Does it say Heroes and Hooligans is raiding me with a party of 6? That's a little strange, because I just tried raiding Heroes and Hooligans right this moment. Did we raid each other at the same time? Is that what happened? Is that what happened, ladies and gentlemen, and everybody, and theys and thems out there? Is that what happened? Because I just hit enter on raid Heroes and Hooligans. Did Heroes and Hooligans just try to raid this channel? Because if that's what happened, it says Heroes and Hooligans is raiding with 6 people. Hold on. I gotta check something out. This can't be right. Nope, I got raided. What's going on? I'm so confused. Did Hooli end up wrapping up the stream? It looks like that is true. Well, I also just started wrapping up my stream. But hey, while you're here, I just want to say thank you very much for tuning in. I was just about to wind down my stream. So, I mean, if you like actual play content and world building content, please click on, the follow button below if you wish to do so. But since I've just gotten raided by Heroes and Hooligans, and I just wrapped up my stream, it is time to it is time to actually move it forward, my friends. We're gonna move it forward to Phoenix Iwaki if there is nothing else. So listen, let us move forward, unless I'm glitched out for some reason and it's showing me incorrect information. But hey, let's go for Phoenix Iwaki. Let's go ahead and support his stream. Phoenix Iwaki. What timing, if that is what actually happened here? I'm very I'm actually quite confused, because now it's not letting me actually. Hold on.
And there's so many people.
Okay, so Heroes and Hooligans is set to auto host. Oh, I know what happened. Heroes and Hooligans just raided into Phoenix Iwaki. At the precise moment I raided in the Heroes and Hooligans. That's what happened. That's crazy. That's crazy timing. Is that what I'm looking at right now, as a matter of fact? Hello, hello. Let's see. Yep. That's what's happening. That's precisely what's happening. All right. To okay, well, then I'm gonna wrap up the